entirely sure how well this is going to work. It looks like the audio leveling might need some adjustment here. Welcome to Inner Strength Check, home of all things hobbies, riffs, and mental health. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit interesting. I'm going to be working on a bit of a series that I have going, known as the Librarian Knights. Now I'm going to explain what the Librarian Knights are and everything around that in a minute, because it's a little bit here and there, but just let me do a little bit of housekeeping first and get some links up. Let me know if there's any audio issues. Okay, so I've got OBS set up. It has red buttons everywhere. You know what? I think I may need to remove the video camera because that's not really doing it. Alright, well, it's time to be a faceless YouTuber, I guess. So we are doing a run of Kenshi. Now, what are the Librarian Knights? So I'll give you a little bit of a background before I start the game. Let's load in just to get started. The Librarian Knights, it's a kind of a funny story actually. So back in 2014, 2015, when hype was starting to build for No Man's Sky, the release from Hello Games, which has had a really, really successful comeback arc, there was actually a bunch of us, someone such as myself and many, many other like-minded individuals. We saw the initial hype for the No Man's Sky trailer, just the wonder and the amazement, and you know, my mind, my mid-20s depressed ass was just sort of shaken out of stupor, and my mind exploded with all sorts of possibilities based on that very hyped up trailer, which, as we all know, didn't eventuate to anything like the reality at launch, at least. So I'm going to pause for a minute just to sort of explain all this stuff. My ADHD medication's running out, so I'm also a little bit worse for wear on the attentional front. So Kenshi does also involve a lot of multitasking. So let's just see how we go. And that guy is bugged and stuck against the wall. So the Librarian Knights. The Librarian Knights are, so with the launch of No Man's Sky, there was a lot of anticipation. You had a lot of people on the Discord, on the subreddit, talking about things like, you know, I'm going to start, I bought a physical journal purely for the purposes of documenting the things that I find. And there was a whole, people such as myself who like to get into world building and lore and that sort of thing. It seemed like the perfect opportunity at the time, just because of how expansive and amazing it was going to seem. So I actually was hanging around on the No Man's Sky subreddit, and there was some things coming through about this roleplay based faction, and I thought, okay, and this is literally about 9 years before I was diagnosed with autism later, so things make sense. But I remember at the time thinking literally to myself, funny undiagnosed me, just being like, that sounds really autistic, but kind of appeals to me, and I don't know why. So you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. So I did, and boy did we geek out. Like the hyper systemizing part of my brain kicked in, and we had all sorts of things. We had a whole organizational structure, and there were different colleges, because the idea was obviously Librarian Knights, kind of like I guess the closest adjacent would be some sort of technocratic Knights Templar, you know what I mean? Based on research and discovery and that sort of thing. And we had different colleges, so there was the colleges of the arts, of biology. Man, if anyone on the server listens to this now or later, I'm sure some of you guys are going to be just recoiling with cringe thinking about it and reminiscing on it. But it's kind of funny. It's funny how things sort of pan out, isn't it? But where this was concerned, I mean, day one and the launch state, we had about 400 odd people, I think, when it started up in 2016. And there was all this talk of like interfactional diplomacy and other things that were going to happen. I'm just training up some of the robots here. I've got a full gym going on. So yeah, there was all this talk about bringing in like factional diplomacy, and there's some scope for that in the role playing in No Man's Sky now, and in fact, there's actually quite a few active high level communities that did actually continue on the level of RP that we just sort of didn't bother with. But I think with such a drop in the overall player base, let's stick him up here to guard Subaru. Someone's under attack. So with the overall drop in the player base and just our, I guess, expectations versus reality kind of disappointment, just things like that culminated in a bit of a sense of, okay. So we kind of abandoned that idea, and we came to the stage where we were we just sort of became a hangout server, and we've all become actually quite good mates online. Fun fact, and I don't know if she wants to for me to reveal this on stream, but a bit late now, our good friend Luna, who has joined the Inner Strength Check team as one of our latest members, we originally met on the server. So there's a bit of, I'm going to turn the font size up a bit. We actually met via that server, which, it's funny how things work out. So anyway, fast forward to now, and I have been playing. So for me, I've had a pretty tough year with my mental health. I won't get into the specifics of it here, perhaps elsewhere, but pretty rough year. And for me, Kenshi is a title that has really facilitated being able to just sink into one thing. And I think it's because of it's the appeal of this game is essentially that you have, I wouldn't say Morrowind level kind of RPG style. It's not to the depth of, say, Morrowind for each individual character, but it's not far off it. And the fact that you can, I guess, have bases, or you can do trading, or become a warlord. The other thing about this game is it's a sandbox in the truest sense. It's literally up to your moral fiber, and the actions of your world, the actions of yourself in the world determine how the world will react. The other cool thing about Kenshi is it's that dedicated to being run as a sandbox that if all of your characters die, the game doesn't end. The game continues to run in the background. Not only that, but factions will still continue as normal. NPC traders will go to the best routes for NPC tradings. Like, the world literally does not revolve around the character, and it takes a very, very, very long time to level up your stats and your toughness. Now, just to be transparent, I'm using a stupid amount of mods, so I'm using Arnhaa's mod pack, so shout out to Arnhaa on Steam. When I put this up as a video later on YouTube and on our blog, innerstrengthcheckpodcast.com/blog, I will contain the link to their lovely mod pack, because I tell you what, another reason that I've been able to extend so much playtime out of Kenshi honestly is that modpack. It has added so much in. It would actually, I would just be sitting here the entire time boring people with regaling them with everything that's in, because there's 700 plus mods. But you can even see here things like this orb mask, which has a very nice dust storm acid protection, and there's a balance to that. I mean, if you look at this weapon, for instance, you're going to be taking penalties to quite a lot of your skills to wear it, but you'll be able to weather environmental effects. So you see dust storms, acid, burning, gas, rain. So yeah, look, I might do an introductory video for Kenshi sometime in the future, but there's two. So the reason I haven't reviewed this game yet is, even vanilla, it's so ambitious, it's so expansive, it's so complex, and it's so good, and I've sunk so many hours into it, that the reason I haven't done any of the kind of content that I'm doing now, apart from being a little bit shy about streaming, well, very shy. I'm kind of funny with streaming. I'm not a big fan of it. But the bigger reason, honestly, is that this game's scope, it just gives me option paralysis. Like, I think I am up to about, no joke, about 6,000 words for any potential review of Kenshi, and that's not doing it justice. And for reference, my academic thesis in my honours year in psychology was 12,000 total. So my draft bullet points alone for a script for a podcast episode just talking about this fucking game, yeah, should also mention swears, just talking about this fucking game would be half the length of like a PhD or an academic thesis. There's just that much to this game that it's nigh on impossible to kind of, it feels impossible to navigate doing some kind of a review of this game. So I'm kind of giving up on that in that respect, and for now. But basically what my intention is to, yeah, my intention for this stream is to kind of go in media res and just showcase the gameplay and talk a little bit about the lore. Oh, they're getting beaten up. Now, a lot of what you're going to see in this area where we are, which is called the Deadlands, which is a polluted / acidic irradiated zone, due to the kind of lore mystery around what is known vaguely as the Second Empire, which is kind of the predating civilization for Kenshi. There's some speculation in the lore that you pick up on the way as to whether or not this place is, was formerly inhabited by a spacefaring society, and there's much evidence of that with the supposed First Empire and the Second Empire. So this game is a lot of people talking about style. As you can kind of see, stylistically, it's what we would refer to as like more dungeon punk is often thrown around, and it definitely is that. It's got, if you can imagine feudal Japan mixed with Fallout, mixed with House of a Thousand Corpses, you're kind of getting there, but not quite. Again, like, even a discussion around setting and everything, like, I could harp on about it for hours, but what I'll just do for today is do a bit of in media res. So what I've been doing with the guys on the Librarian Knights Discord is I've set up a little thread where I'm just sort of posting images and that kind of thing. And I've invited some of those guys to watch the stream, much to my like chagrin and fear and dismay. But I've been dropping mostly just comments on like, whoa, check this thing out, but a little bit of sort of narrative flavor as well. And I'd like to sort of inject a bit of narrative flavor to this. Not so much, I do have intentions of maybe repurposing some of the media that I'm planning to do around this, which is a mix of things like I'm looking at doing some little kind of in-character recollections and reflections of individual Kenshi characters, because, I mean, there's a lot in this squad. Speaking of squads, we have several of them. We have the Deadlands squad, Big Ren. So, a little bit of word on some of these names. There's far too freaking many of these robots, and honestly, to train them all up would make even this brutally difficult playthrough. I'm using the Kaizo mod as part of Arnhaa's mod pack, and that sends the game's already brutal difficulty into the stratosphere. In fact, the only thing I can think of that's harder in terms of absolutely stepping on your balls repeatedly with meat tenderizers difficulty is the Legendary of Kenshi mod, which I believe conflicts with Kaizo a bit. Yes. So we have a way station crew set up. This is Autumn. Autumn is a member of that server, so I'm naming them after like some users on Discord, and we've already lost Spanish. I'm sorry, Spanish, but even my username, so my username on Discord's Austrial, and Austrial was really high level training, really high level skills, and I thought had been toughened up to the point of being, nigh unbeatable. Until it turns out one of these modded creatures, which is called like a Grigori, and it's like this giant spider thing. Turns out those MFs have these pincers on them that can, if they hit you in the head, it's instant crit, instant death. So yeah, we have already lost our quote-unquote leader. But the sort of RP that I'm doing on the server is, because we're all like, millennial, Gen Z, it's kind of like I'm kind of playing a little bit on the whole, like, goddamn kami trope. So the RP loosely is that this is sort of a compound, this is kind of a collective. There isn't really a decided sort of leadership, but it's generally agreed that the more unique characters are the knights, whereas 8-Ball, who I'll show you in a minute, and his cronies, they are, I guess a little bit more utilitarian. They all have a lot of personality though, and what I really enjoy about Kenshi lore is the skeletons, the cyborg race, because they're actually quite like either depressed or personality disordered or psychotic, because they have lived for, being cyborgs, they've lived hundreds if not thousands of years. There's a whole lot of lore around the skeletons, and it involves them feeling like a constant sense of guilt. And in fact, I guess I can't say it on stream, but there was evidence of a mass unaliving. There you go. There's the stream friendly word. Not too long before the events of this title. Also, what I find interesting about the mod is that these guys are just hanging around. Mikhail, will you be my friend? This is the thing. These dudes are just like hanging around, and I'm making friends. So what I'm doing loosely at the moment, what am I going to call him? I'm going to call him Story. I'm going to call him I am Temp. I don't know if Temp's watching, but here he is now. Alright, Temp. Let's send. So a bit of a process going at the moment. I like to buy the Grey Desert Way Station because it's in a prime spot. It's actually in a pretty messed up spot, to be honest. Oh my god, is that? Oh hell no. Hell no. No. I'll get back to the Grey Desert in a bit. What am I? So these things are Centurions, and great names, but they're a little bit too OP. So what I'm doing is to sort of balance things out. Is a lot of these robots are going to be based around the base. I'm not going to be sending them out to, take down outposts or factions or that sort of thing, because skeletons in this game can be quite OP, except as you can see, poor Sea Griffin. Oh, Dad, I don't feel so good. Yeah. Another thing, this area of the game is usually very quiet, to the point where people complain about, in vanilla Kenshi, complain about being bored with the Deadlands base. That has not been my experience at all. I have this turned down to squad sizes down to when you're importing a game or starting a new save, you can choose how many bandit nests and enemy nests and camps are in the world to start off with, and I've turned that down to ×1 because I actually found with ×4 there are so many enemies. A problem that I've witnessed with the AI, because the AI is quite good but it can be reactive, is whenever I would hire mercenaries to protect my guys, if they had a ranged guy like a crossbowman and he shoots an errant bolt, because they're so skilled at so high level, they're often carrying like old world bows, which are the second most OP bow after the Eagle's Cross. I find that they will inevitably accidentally shoot a local townsman or a guard, which those guys will treat as an act of aggression and put a bounty on their head. Then those guys will attempt to capture that, like as in the mercenary you hired, which then prompts the mercenaries in that group to be like, hang on, he's getting captured. No. It then starts off this cascading effect where like the mercenary guild you've hired is fighting like numerous local town guards, and the thing is that there are faction relations, and those are individual between characters, so these are mine at the moment. I'm not very well liked by a few bandits. I don't know what the Allied Armies is. I need to actually look that up. But yeah, so every NPC in this game has their own factional standings, and factions have standings between them. So in essence, to cut long story long, an entire faction can end up warring with an entire faction if enough crimes or acts of violence are committed against them. Conversely, factions, so NPC factions or my own faction, can improve relations by doing things like healing. There's some questing, that sort of thing, in there, but it's primarily through helping out down folks, primarily with healing. Oh, also, this is quite funny. Well, not funny, it's a bit sad. I felt really bad that these guys attacked me. I actually let them just stand here, but eventually one of them arced up at maybe Dumper over here, which precipitated them getting literally crushed by these walking tractors. There are no sources of meat out here, and there's no sources of leather, and leather is very important for crafting. And what's funny about that is I now have an amazing just wealth of leathers. So for the moment I am putting those, so I've got the AI set to, at the moment, to ditch items. So what that means is if you pick up a certain item and you're in the base radius and you've got the right storage, they'll just go drop that off automatically, which is nice. This guy, 8-Ball. So 8-Ball started life as this insanely slow but very powerful tanky thing, dude. When you hire him in the bar, he gets a bit angry if you... Oh no! Oh, rest in peace, System32.exe. You can see I'm not keeping the super closest eye on these bots, which I should, but the thing is that I need to buy limbs and I want to buy good ones, and since we got messed up in the last raid, thanks to a bunch of beach ball looking dudes with iron clubs, by the way, being like one of the most effective things you can use against skeletons, yeah, they tore through us. So kind of still recuperating from all that. So my first goal for this stream is to make us 50,000 cats. Now, if you've played base Kenshi, you can join the Shinobi Thieves for 10,000 cats. For whatever reason, it is 50,000 in this mod, which I don't disagree with, because joining the Shinobi Thieves is a gateway drug to leveling up stealth and assassination, which you do that in your run and you've broken the game. Unless you use Universal Wasteland Expansion, which changes the dynamic with sneak and stealth so much so, especially around cities, that for me it ruined the whole experience. But outside of that, if you are able to get yourself trained up in stealth and assassination, you've broken the game. You can actually sneak in, because the thing is, this game has what's known as world states, and it's basically triggers for when X faction does Y. If you sell off a leader, for instance, there's a bunch of religious zealots called the Holy Nation, who they're always my first in line target, because they're a bunch of racist, misogynist dicks, real pieces of shit. They're always first in my firing line, but maybe the slaving empire of the United Cities, where Sinius is, might annoy me first. But yeah, look, I could go probably forever talking about the different elements of this game, but I won't. I actually need to get a drink of water in a minute, so I'm just wondering what I can do. You know what? I'm just wondering who I should send on my next drug smuggling run. You know what? Sinius? No, Sinius is going pretty far. I think Sadnir. Everyone's favorite, most depressed robot. Let's buy us some hashish. Does that guy have any? Hill. You want to buy some drugs and fish? Sure. Hashish. This is just licensed to print money. In fact, I should buy some hemp. I haven't researched hydroponics because there's a god-awful amount of technology ahead of that. So, methinks Sadnil here is going to have to do a few drug smuggling runs through the swamp, which is very dangerous, but he's quite fast. Oh, whoops. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Okay. Well, he's got books. I might send Sadnil home after this run to drop some off, but I'm also very tempted to... No, you know what I'll do first? I will get us up to 50,000 cats, buy that magical ticket to the Shinobi Thieves. Let's make this a little interesting. I'm going to duck out in a second just to get some water, but didn't realize how much talking on a stream can make you thirsty. YouTubers must. It's actually Pepsi Zero. I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky here. I'll admit it. I just straight up fucking hate the Slavers, the Traders Guild. They're basically the CIS of Star Wars, but worse. In this, they're simps to the United States, they're pro-slavery, and yeah, they have labor camps, so I don't like that. Sinius is not well trained for lockpicking or anything like that, but no better time than the present, huh? Let's see how this goes. This might not go well. In fact, let's cheese it a little bit. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Committing crime. If he gets caught, I'll just bail. Alright, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. Oh my god. Dumper. Get up. Stay there on the ridge. These things are a bit dumb. Most of the AI is pretty good, these things are a bit dumb. 159 damage? Whoa. It's because I got a falling sun, which is like the best sword in the game. Actually, well, let's watch him in action. Nope. Nice. He's just one-hitting everything. Sad Neil is running out drugs through the swamp, which is performance hell on any laptop. If anything's going to crash this stream, it will be the swamp. I really hate, even with hundreds of mods to fix performance, how bad the performance is in the swamp. Hence why I actually want to move away from that. So the goal is build up a hydroponics farm in the Deadlands, but we need hydroponics researched, and you can see what Autumn and Rainbow Dash are working on at the moment. They got a few things to research ahead of that. Now, geothermal generator is one that I actually, because we can utilize that. There's a lot of modded stuff in here, obviously. But once we get geothermal, the base in the Deadlands can be powered, because currently there is no way to, because there's no wind, there's no way for me to power this outpost. Because there's just no wind. There's wind sometimes, but mostly not. So the only other choice you have, without cheesing it, so I am going to cheese it a bit, because the difficulty is like kind of ridiculous, so it balances out. Not really, but it does. Oh yeah. Another cool mod thing. This dude ripped an arm off this iron spider, which are those big metal death things that I was worried about over here before. Yeah, you can clobber them with them. Go, Luke Cogwalker, go. Alright. And these guys are just getting so much training here. I mean, this dude's only got one arm. What a bunch of bosses. You'll notice I'm not looting many of these guys, because they've mostly just got crappy clubs. It would be good if more of them had repair kits, but there's other stuff that drops it. Sad now, with his 77 in athletics, is running at 24 miles an hour, so he's basically driving in a residential zone. He'll be fine. Sinius, how's he going? So I've got the recruit prisoners mod as well. It may actually automatically recruit this guy, which I don't really want to be honest, but I'll take it. Now his name's Worm. That's cool. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'll be back in a sec, grabbing a drink. Let's see whether Senius gets caught. Alright, back in a minute. And we are back. In fact, while I'm here, what I might do is post a link to... Oh, thank God. That's going to take a while. Okay, what I'm going to do is... This is the thing with having so many mods and things going on. And so many team members. I have way too many. I personally wouldn't recommend UWE. I actually had this installed accidentally, and it just stuffed up and slowed down a lot. So, Arnhaa, I think, is the name of the OP. Thank you, Arnhaa. Anyway, so there are so many performance mods within this mod pack. This actually runs 10 times better than vanilla. So the thing with Kenshi, if you don't know, and apologies if I'm just repeating the obvious for fans, the thing with Kenshi is that it was created by Chris in his spare time after work over a period of like 10 years. And, you know, being a broke independent single developer, he actually had to develop the game engine on Ogre, which runs on like single core. It's not multi-threaded, it's open source, quite an old engine. So the performance in Kenshi, it's the jank is legendary. It's a thing of legend. You think Morrowind has jank, you think Fallout 76 has jank. Kenshi's isn't Fallout 76 style jank though. It's not usually frustratingly game breaking, but if you are seeing what you like here, just know I'm using a reshader package that also was recommended as part of the install, which is on Nexus Mods. I do believe that possibly some of those were actually in the mod pack though. I'll have to double check that. But there's a lot of graphical fixes, that kind of thing. I actually really like the OG art style. It's very, very early 2000s PS2 level. Because, again, single developer on Ogre engine. Speaking of ogres, I really like... I also have a extended music package. And I'll see if I can credit some of the people that have contributed there on a blog post, because the additional music people have added, Kenshi music is already great, has very like oriental dark ambient flavor, mixed in with some electric acoustic guitar tracks. It's just so nice, and boy oh boy, that Kenshi theme is just some of the best use of like a classical instrument. It's I love it. Really tugs at the heartstrings. But speaking of swamps and ogres, sort of in my mind, the RP is that the skeletons will be happier with living in the Deadlands. Cineas and Co. are kind of in the middle. So I've purchased this way station from the Tech Hunters, who you won't see much of because most of them have lost all their limbs and been sold into slavery. Turns out the Centurions in this game are a little bit too OP, so when they attack towns, they can really, really wreak havoc. I sort of Rainbow Dash over here. Part of her job when she's not assisting with research is getting on these harpoon turrets and trying her best to fend back these Centurions, because I've seen them decimate entire cities by themselves. They're really overbalanced, which is fine if you're experienced with Kenshi, but as a new player, I would just, if you're looking to get into this game, just be wary, because the Centurions are a little bit OP. They can outrun basically everything, and it's a bit of a meme about, you see a big thing, you're already stuffed, but our good friends, the Centurions, are like, they're not even like escapable. It's really broken. Ooh, 46%. Here's a bit of a cheese for you. Ooh, got him first time. Well, he's not going to have anything good on him, obviously. Is there anyone else? What? Oh, there's no way I'll get him. But maybe I can... Can I pick him up? Oh, no, I still have to pick the lock. Okay. I love that this guy just hasn't seen him. So his lockpicking's already at 12. That's good. Yeah, I might keep Sinius around here and just focused on... Oh, my... Oh. Okay, that'd be a little bit harder to do there. So I'll get his lockpicking up. But I'll also... Unfortunately, this guy, Worm, I'm sorry, bud, but you're gonna possibly have a missing leg soon if you have a good... Looks like you don't have a good limb replacement on there, though. And you may well be used as my target practice for assassination. In fact, let's get that process started again. Let's see if we can do that. Let's go downstairs. Get out of sight, man. Yes, 47%. So if you pause... Oh, it didn't work that time. He's already on 3. And it levels that fast. In fact, I'm not even sure if the 5 XP mod is still working, because if it was, that should have gone up to like 10. See, that's already at 51. But if you, just as it whack there, and then you use stealth KO, you can see that that comes up. And it might come up with some failed tries, but if you spam that, like I said, I'm going to be doing some cheesing. I feel sorry for the bloke. Let's unlock his shackles. So I might concuss a few of these slaves, but I plan on setting them free. It's my twisted morality. There is no morality in Kenshi, by the way. Like, if you go have a look at the setting, it's messed up. Which is great. Love it. Appeals to my edgelord grimdark nature. Go, little Ren. These guys, they're like the other animals, obviously being mechanical, but they will eat organic corpses and regain health. Now, this being filled with poison gas and constant acid rain, if you have a base, it will automatically, you can see Dogbot eating there, it will automatically trigger raids to your base. The bigger your base gets, the more people you get, the bigger the raids are. I have raids set to, because I find them fun, a bombardment, 4 times the size, 3 times as frequent, and it's cruel, but it's just fun to watch asshole bandits come for your property, and they basically just melt by the time they get here, which is kind of nice justice. Cogwalker, what are you doing? I really need to farm some of these before they despawn, so you, I'm going to put you on passive and keep foraging these animals, but don't really know what you can use the guts for. It's probably, that's a modded thing too. A lot of this stuff is modded, but I would like you to start farming some of that, please. Yes, stitching resources, okay. Thank you, Control-Alt-Delete. Also, kind of sadly ironic in a way that System 32, no, you're going to hyper-focus on that. System 32 died. Like, delete System 32, that's pretty lol. Anyway. 8 Ball, what are you doing? 8 Ball's up to 86. Alright, look, we're just going to leave the skellies for a bit, because that's going to take a lot of work that I think is probably a little bit too boring for a stream, although correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm going to have to sit down and figure out exactly who was dismembered, exactly, roughly, God, how much more, the amount of cats, which is the currency of Kenshi, the amount of cats I am going to have to freaking spend just to afford to have everyone back to their full limbs. A lot of people have lost limbs. Sinius, by the way, he's got an ancient arm. So it's kind of cool. There's different skeleton arms, and as you can see, value 21 grand. I have 3, so they're not cheap. But there's some cool bonuses there. Minus 56 to lockpicking. I actually think that if I take this arm off, the bonus, the minus 56% to the lockpicking, it would be negated by him having the penalty of him having 1 limb. So, also, another thing with Kenshi is the more out-leveled and outclassed you are, so with a 56% penalty, it treats your level as 56% lower. The lower your level, the faster you gain XP. So a lot of people will do things like, for instance, strength. People will fill their backpacks up so that they're overburdened and encumbered, which lowers your strength skill and gives you encumbrance XP. And then they might even do something like, I think encumbrance, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here so that I can focus a bit more on the stream. As unfocused as this may seem to you, this is actually me relatively focused. So people will often load up their character's inventory with ore and iron and carry a corpse on their back because the penalties reduce their strength levels so low, plus an encumbrance thing. You end up with, I think, 75% more of an XP gain rate for your strength, and you're constantly, this game is very, very, very grindy, which appeals, I would say appeals to my ASD side, but also the ADHD number go up, and like, you don't have to be neurodivergent to enjoy Kenshi, but I think there probably is something neurodivergent about pumping 1,200 hours into this game in 1 year. I wouldn't say that that's the most neurotypical thing, but anyway. Oh, also on Rainbow Dash, it's quite cute. Rainbow Dash is, there's children. There's a mod for children in Kenshi, which is horrific. But Rainbow Dash is actually Scorchland a child, which is why Rainbow Dash is so short. So go kid go, I say. Temp. Now, what I want to do over time is start training everyone up a bit more. So it's got minus 13 in lockpicking. Let's change that to a plus 10. Also, watch how quickly this levels up, because it's minus 13, right? Pew. Wowza. Alright, how's Sydney's going? Now we need to check on our smuggler. Sad Neil. You know, I don't want to create too many squads, but I think I should make a runner squad. Just to sort of mentally keep a better tabs on things. Also, these squads aren't very well sorted, as you can tell. Okay. So Sad Neil, the world's most depressed robot. Literally, when you hire him, he's just like complaining, and then you hire him, and he's like for free, and he's like, "I hate my life." That's the first thing he says. Which, dude, I fucking I get that energy. He's pretty rad, actually. Kind of a bit of a fan favorite. What have we got here? Some maps. Let's look at some maps. So you can buy some maps. And quite a lot of these locations are still in the game vanilla. Okay, I know that one. I'm gonna get a posse together to explore some ruins. Last time I tried, it ended in complete disaster and we were sliced to bits. And the original LK campaign that I was running before UWE decided to totally brick it was actually a party based in Shem nearby, but yeah, fortunately, they got completely minced by a certain ruin that I won't spoiler in the Burning Forest, which is not great. But anyway, we persevere, we continue. Oh, I'm not going to sell that off. No, you know what, I think... Let's give him some nice bright pants. Let's make him a little bit of a happier Neil. Oh, just gorgeous. And you can see even the robots can have new limbs. So he's got a whistler leg, which I gave him for faster athletics. It was not cheap. So basically I'm going to be running our friend here between towns, selling hash to shore up our resources. Kind of going to go Breaking Bad later in the game, but we'll be developing a bit of a pot farm with hydroponics. And the funny thing is the weed farm is going to be... maybe I'll make it in Flats Lagoon, but I like the flavour of a weed farm in this place where everything, burns to death from acid rain and gas. But there's a nice little weed farm in a building, which I put up the back, and because in United Cities and Holy Nation territory, oh my god, that's a lot of talking. In United Cities and Holy Nation territory, weed is outlawed to the point where if they see you growing hemp on your property in their lands, oh boy, they don't like that. Then you get assaulted and raided. I am doing the shackles, buddy. What are you talking about? Level 20. Okay, let's... Look, I know it's probably killing people that I'm not spending much time micromanaging these guys, but trust me, it's... I will get there. Let's get some of these guys healed up. But, unfortunately for them, my first order of business is going to be paying for the Shinobi Thieves. Once that's done, I will start paying for replacement limbs, because the first kind of assault on our base by these big beach ball guys, which I'll put in the show notes for the article on Inner Strength Check's blog, these things called Onis, and they capture anyone, like the slavers, but I won't spoiler what happens to them at the end. It's pretty horrific, so I'm going to put that up with the post. Yes. Anyway. So I'll go for a little bit longer. Ooh. Now pick the lock. Oh my god. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I have until daylight, which is about 4 a.m. before this starts getting really difficult. A lot of battles happening. You can see battles just sort of happen organically. These guys, rebel farmers, are kind of stupid. They waltz into town, and I mean, if you look at the stats here of these gate guards, and they're in like heavy samurai armor, and they're just trying to wail on the local guards with sticks, and they get the shit kicked out of them. Yeah, not very smart. Not very smart at all. Speaking of smart, I have an idea. It's very, 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 very risky, but let's do it. Let's try this. Oh god, I'm kind of nervous, but this could work. This could work. Oh, by the way, this Sinius is a fogman, which again, mod, because fogmen can't usually talk, and they're feral, literally feral, basically. Oh, I know. There's plenty of space here So maybe if I duck out, is that gonna... Oh. Let's just give it a try anyway. What do you have? What have you got? Oh, they're healing him. I'll just wait for them to finish that. What chance do I have of stealing? 100%? Hell yes. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Dude. Oh, I didn't realize he'd have a 100%. Oh my god. Dude. I don't mind stealing off goblin cultists because they're mean and they attack you and innocent traders and farmers whenever possible. So I have no conscience because it's Kenshi, but my conscience, such as it is clean. So let's find ourselves. What's going on in here, boys? Attacking troublemakers. What do you got? Fripp. Yeah. Frippo. Oh no! Oops. Oh. Sorry. This is why I need that Shinobi Thieves membership so I can sell blood rum and weed. Speaking of selling weed, how's our friend doing? See, that takes a while. Covering pretty vast distance. Burning Forest sucks, by the way. It's full of big things, blood spiders, which are just little death balls. The ground is acid, basically, hence the term. Okay. But if I... Oh, he's cute. What are his stats? You know what? I feel like I want to recruit these goblin cultist hivers. 100%. Oh my god, his thievery is gonna go up like freaking massively. Dude, I love this. -1. Damn. So basically, if I train up thievery with Sinius, he will be like, this is what I mean about like stealth being broken, and stealth levels up so fast if you just run around town, because it's based on being around proximity to like pretty much anyone. Where is that? Where's old mate? Oi, buddy. Where are you? Look, I know you got... what's this guy doing? Oh, what? The free traders are fighting? Dude. But you guys are like homeboys with the... What the Hey, man. Is that a fog, man? Just ditch him. He looks very hungry. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Stop. I just got new guy. Let's go, Mold. We're gonna build our new home. Stop attacking. This could have been a very bad idea with the AI, but... Oh my god. Rust. Yeah, whoa, sick. Alright, Rust. There is a mechanic around here somewhere. Mechanical shop. That might be it. No, power station. Yeah. Mold. What is mold? Oh my god. He's not having a good start to life. Holy shit. Mold. Oh my dude. Bro. Oh, she. She? No, he. What the hell is going on in this city? Hey. Yeah, while you're fighting that guy, can I just sell you a little something? And I'd also like that. And, oh yeah, go for some books. For my skelly friends. There we go. Cheers, mate. Might heal him up, get a bit of reputation going. Oh my god, what the hell? Rust boy. There we go. $2,000. That's extortion. It's $200 in whatchamacallit? Black Desert City. Oh, I could kidnap that guy, but I won't. So I'm gonna move molds over here, slightly safer. The hell, man? I'm gonna first aid that guy. Oh, I can't because they're fighting. But I don't want that shopkeeper to die. This dude's not looking good. Stripe, stop, buddy. Yo, hey, man. No, I don't think I can give him aid while he's attacking, and there's a lot of... Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my god. Dude, I want to heal you. Okay, this is a whole... What the like a whole melee. It's insane. There we go. Hey, bro. I got you back. Yeah, let's help him. Do I have splints? No. I wonder if I can buy a splint off him and splint him. Oh, he doesn't have any. Oh well. He'll just have to provide his mercantile operations from the floor. What's this guy doing? Oh my god, do you realize what this means, guys? All these people are going to be imprisoned for their crimes, and I can go and steal off them and sell locally. I'm just going to profit from the crimes of others. Where are we? We do not want to go in the noble house yet, but when we're high enough level we will, because stuff this oligarchy of slavers. In the United Cities it is literally illegal to be poor, and you can go to jail for being poor. It's basically a way of not only keeping the hegemony, but an excuse to have more labour supply. Go away. I wonder if I'll get caught from here. 110%. Oh my god. Sorry, Sandberry. I kind of feel for these free traders, so I'll heal them up at least. I will also steal from them though, but I'll heal them up. Actually, I might even, once I get assassination up, I'm going to start knocking out these guards, taking their weapons, giving the weapons to them, and then setting them free, and letting the cops fight the prisoners with their own weapons. But I won't do that too much of that, because if I ruin my reputation, just being in this town could be deadly, and I really want to join the Thieves Guild here, because it's convenient and it's a good part of my drug smuggling operation. Oh, this game. Who else is in here? Ooh, a crossbowman, huh? Ooh. No, you won't. Oh, I got him. Help. Oh. Okay, sell some of this stuff off. But I can knock him out. Can I knock him out? No. Maybe if I just pretend to disappear for a bit. Okay, guards gone. Oh. Nope, nope, they all saw me. Oh well, just go next door. And because they're free traders, they're not the same faction as the skeletons, so I should be able to fence stuff to him. Excuse me? Oh no, oops. Sorry, got anything to say? Oh, there we go, some of it. I can't. That's why I want to get the, because look at that. Sell value 4,000 gold. So we're already up to 14. Alright, Sinius. Let's see what you got, mate. There's 1-0 for knocking out. This guy isn't though, so sorry, bud. But you're going to be my practice. Oh, so many brain injuries. He's knocked out. 0%, not gonna risk it. Oh, he got roughed up. Let's heal him up a bit. Leg missing. Yeah, these samurai guards don't stuff around. That guy's got an arm missing. That guy's pretty beaten up, and they've all got bounties on them. So even if they escape, they're seen by guards or bounty hunters. They're back in the doo-doo. Leveling up his field medic, which is good. Alright, Dr. Theft is in. Oh, hello. I don't know how this is 100%. Must just be the bonuses from the gear, I think. The coat that he's wearing. That is pretty damn OP. Let's check on our smuggler friend. How do I make money in this place? Smuggle drugs. Beat up religious zealots. Do whatever you want, man. It's a sandbox. Go for it. Where are my dealers? Where are my wheelers and dealers? There's usually one hanging out around here. Maybe. 14k worth of hash should be reasonable. Oh wow, okay. You gotta love some of the these guys. The dialogue extension mods. They've yeah, they've gone pretty ham with it. Okay, so I have to wait for these shops to open. What's this on? Residential. Oh, just wait up there. I think that guy broke in. Yeah, that dude broke in. Well, he's gonna be in trouble. Good luck getting that bounty off your head, man. Man. No. Yes. You know what? I'm just gonna sell these books. I can always get a lot more of them. I'm really... Okay, we're halfway to our goal nearly. Rust, have you got anything to sell? Rust, I am actually going to send back to the way station for some training. Speaking of, let's check on temp. 10, okay, temp, it's time for you to get a lot stronger. Back to Sinius. Okay, Sin, do your thing. Yep, there's a skimmer in here. Those things are really deadly, by the way. Okay. Oh. Oh, committing crime. Oh, it's because I'm still seeing. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, so I'm just pilfering stuff and selling it to this robot over here. Let's go. Mold. Let's start training Mold stealth a bit early. Even though he's beat 2 for the proverbial. See what I mean? Oh, and he's got 1.2 times racial bonus to stealth. No, you're meant to... There we go. That's better. Yeah, he does that a few times, he'll be leveled up. Oh my god, what is happening around here? Dude, Jesus. Once I get better at stealth, I will be pilfering some of those caravans. $33 grand. That is tasty. There's carnage out here. Never mind me, where's my boy? Hey bro. Oop. No, okay. There's certain things that I can sell to him. 36 grand though. See what I mean about stealth being like OP? I wonder if I can also kidnap some of these guys and I'll get a bounty and then I take their stuff and then I sell it. It's foolproof. Sorry, free traders, I've just thrown you under a major bus, but you know, it's Kenshi, dude. See if this works. It'll probably, actually, if you enslave enough people, the relations go down a ton. So let's look at free traders, they're on 0. See if that affected the reputation. Oh, maybe not yet, maybe it needs to tick over. But, first order of business. I'm so gonna get caught and I'm a bit nervous about it. Why does he still have the bounty? Well, that didn't work. Oh well. What have you got? I have to steal this guy's blood rum. So some of the bandit factions, the traders don't mind you selling stuff to them because they're like, you know, it's bandit gear, but it's more of those minor factions like the free traders and stuff because they're more meant to be more neutral. Nevertheless, okay, 38, 12 grand more. So what I'll do is, for this run, I'll get us up to the point where Sinius has paid our way into the entry for the Shinobi Thieves, and then we'll go from there next time. But on the blog and on socials, in Strength Check, they're pretty easy to find. In strengthcheckpodcast.com, I'll be doing some more narrative and more comprehensive, like kind of creative writing additions to these. I was even thinking about getting back into drawing, although I'm not great at drawing. Shout out to Elodie, who is one of our staffers and did our logo. Maybe I can coax her into it, although she's busy because she takes commissions because she's a good artist. At Into the Weird Blue Yonder, if you're wondering. Don't say I don't do you favours though. Alright, oh, he's only got $2,000. Why is that? Sandberry. Okay, that might be someone important. We'll just leave her backpack there. No, we need to go big. Need to get some bigger stuff. I need to prioritise my looting. Okay, whatever you got. Oh yeah, I could have sold that. 346 is good. 1500. Oh, that's a good couple of G's, and that's a nice weapon too. So as soon as I get Thieves Guild, I will just be cleaning the jail out, and then from there I will be basically, once Sinius gets good at assassination, I'm going to get him knocking out guards and arming the prisoners so that, like, you know, the normally weak rebels will be in OP gear, which means they'll be leveling faster. Yeah, I'm going to make it interesting. But a lot of these traders won't take a lot of the stock because they're like, that's stolen. I don't want that stuff. These free traders are like, this is a full... Hang is just in civil war at the moment, and it's machinists. So even the skeleton factions, everyone hates these guys. Oh my god. These dudes are getting wrecked. Everyone hates these guys. That's crazy. Oh, 7k. You know what? I'm going to be the one to get in trouble, not the others, which is a bit annoying, but... Oh no, I won't do it for Gary. That's mean. Are there any passed out people from the free traders? Ah, back to the cop shop. Isn't that great? 1200 though. Mamma mia. Oh, oops, I accidentally killed him. Oh, he's got well Opfu. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for your sacrifice, Opfu. You, sir. Oh, Sandberry. I might get your bag back. I felt a little bit sorry for you, Sandberry. Ooh, money. I like money. Good food is worth a lot of money. Mold is getting hungry and he's not even loading in, he's just chilling. This specific patch here is kind of bugged. it often like despawns character portraits, but yeah. 89 sneak, that's insane. I like his fog mask is pretty cool too. And nothing sus, but I'm gonna sneak over to you, my friend Doorsplint. He was a Doorsplint for a minute. Oh, $2,000 more. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We did it. We've done it. Oh my god, we did it. Hell yeah. Let's go. Who are you? Now, hopefully the boss isn't out or been captured, because sometimes the shinobi thieves. Oh my god, there's no one in here. Oh god, I hope they haven't all gone into slavery. Dude, oh, are you... You have to talk to the right person too. If you talk to the wrong person, they're like, go away, talk to the boss. Okay. Are you... No, you're a free trader. Wait. Huh? Why? Oh no, I must have clicked attack. Alright, leave. Okay, oops, my bad. Mold. Are you... What? Why aren't you what happened here? Okay. I've obviously accidentally right-clicked attack. Maybe I wasn't able to talk to him and I just ADHD'd it. Oops. See if we can find another one. Oh, can't talk to... Yeah, see that... But see, he is committing a crime because he's attacking the free trader, but he's just trying to self-preserve, and it's his territory, so shinobi thieves kind of get shafted by the AI, and by kinda, I mean really. Hence why I want to find one of them before they all die. Well, there's one, but he's in a coma. Oh my god. Oh my god, these guys are getting wrecked by the free traders. What the hell? Oh no, the Western Hive. What the Wait, why is he... Oh, this is getting complicated. Alright. I think I am going to save joining the Thieves Guild for another time. For now, I am going to get Molds out of here, and I'm going to get him to sneak, because he has no health and he will die instantly. I'm hoping Mold makes it back to the way station. Rust is back. Rust is going to do some lifting. Sunius is out of there. I'll sort out my too many players mess here later. Sad Neil, time for Sad Neil to buy some drugs, and now you can buy $50,000 worth, which is going to be like unlimited. $15,000 bounty, unlimited potential. What the heck? Oh, Kenshi. It just works. This is a popular shop. Excuse me. I know you can't afford that, but I'm looking for that. Are you... Alright. Let's go! And I still have 28 grand left over to spare. I could buy even more. Ooh. big shop. That's very ironic. It's very cute. Out of my way. Oh, damn. Sometimes the bigger vendors. Anyway. Okay. So that's where we'll leave it for now, but be sure to check out innerstrengthcheckpodcast.com/blog and our socials, as I'll be doing some additional creative content around this series. And this may even be the background footage for the next edition of Inner Strength Check Radio, which is a radio show, obviously, where I feature a lot of underground and upcoming artists with some featured tracks. So if that sounds appealing and you want some backing track music, there'll be audio only versions available as well. But yeah, this has been the first stream for the Librarian Knights faction long form campaign in Kenshi. And as always, peace, love, and grindcore. See ya.